Hey everybody, this is Kiki from Nair Designs. I pray you're doing well and are doing something that makes you happy. Today we're going to be doing something that makes me very happy, butterflies. You guys already know. Anyway, if you decide to stay, please feel free to subscribe, like, definitely comment. Let me know what you think. This is kind of a combination tutorial. It was inspired by Carrie the Crafter. Of course, I will link his channel down below. So I took Carrie's butterflies and on book pages, but I kind of put a twist to them with this new idea, and I'm sure this idea is out there. It's just the first time I've done it. So anyway, before we begin, let's get into our God's gift box. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Absolutely. Especially today, right? Romans 12:18. We should have much peace if we would not busy ourselves with the sayings and doings of others. Thomas A. Kempis. Well, isn't that the truth? Okay. So I'll show you what I've made so far, and then I'll show you how I made it. So these are the two that I started. Obviously, I used black embossing powder and gold embossing powder, both by Ranger Tim Holtz. I've also used the Distress Embossing ink pad, and of course my heat tool, which is this right here. So let's, oh my goodness, wouldn't hang up. Okay, so obviously you can see the book pages. I stamped the butterfly using this stamp set. It is called, it is CS348 Butterflies and Swirls, and this is by Elizabeth Craft Designs. I will put that website in the description as well. Let me show you what yeah, this is probably better. So you get all of these. I'm using the bigger butterfly, but of course, you can tell that I've used this one already. This one is, I just received this one a little while ago. So I already have it on my little plastic thing, so it's all ready to go. But that's what this one is. That's what all of these are as well. Okay, and then this is the gold one. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to fussy cut them out right now. I will wait to do that, but I do want to show you how I made the paper in the background. But I'm going to do that with music sheets instead, because I want to try different papers with this technique just to see what happens. So for this technique, you will need a book page or any kind of page, I'm assuming will work. I'm using this music paper. You will need, this is water just in a bottle, and this is alcohol in a bottle. Now the alcohol, and I don't know if there's a difference. I'm sure there is not a difference, but usually when I do alcohol with alcohol inks, I go for the 91%. But I'm sure the, what is it, 70% one is just as, I don't know. I'm not even going to say that because I honestly don't know. So anyway, alcohol, water, and of course your preferred inks. Now I am going to use, all of these are Ranger and Tim Holtz. I'm going to use no, not fried. Frayed. Oh my goodness. Frayed burlap. Gather twigs. Oh my gosh. And ground espresso. Oh. I'm going to use these also. I will be using Distress Oxide, also Ranger Tim Holtz, just bigger. Walnut Stain, Scorched Timber, and I don't know what I did with the other one. I just had it. Here it is. And Vintage Photo. I don't know why I put that one back. But anyway, so because this paper is big, I will use the bigger stamp set. I think it'll just be easier. And then you can see what I do. I will be pausing the video when I use the heat tool. I'm going to use the heat tool, not just for the embossing, but also to dry the paper. So you're going to take whatever, actually, let's go with the darkest first. So I'm going to use the, oh my goodness, Scorched Timber. And I know you can't really see that well, but I am just spreading it on my glass mat here. I would suggest a glass mat or something like that that you can use a heat tool on. Obviously, for obvious reasons, you don't want anything to melt, so I wouldn't. Because again, you will be using that heat tool to dry it up. Oh my goodness. Having a little bit of an issue today. And yeah, I don't mind if my ink pads get a little mixed up. It's fine. I usually use those colors together anyway. So what, now the alcohol comes into effect, but what I found that works better for me is to put a little bit of water on the ink itself, just a little bit, okay? Then I take whatever paper you want to use. As I said, I'm using this music sheet, and I'm going to just place it on. This is where the alcohol comes in, and you really want to drench your paper. And I don't know, now you're gonna, my door is open. I have a door in back of me, my glass door, it's open, obviously alcohol, and it smells. So the magic comes when you use the heat tool. So I will use the heat tool a little bit. It's going to be loud. And actually, I don't know if this paper is going to work. So I'm gonna pause this because this is really loud. I'll come back when this is dry. Okay, so see this coloration here? I haven't moved anything. So I'll put it up. This is dry now. But look at the back. It's so cool. So now I am going to use the little ones. I'm going to put more ink down, and I'm going to do the same process. I'd like to get more colors in here. and on the back. And this is what you can use either side depending on the side that you like. I don't know if you can. Actually, there was a page that I did. I don't know where it... Alright, well, never mind. But here are the back sides of the ones that I did. You can see that for whatever reason, this back didn't come out, but the front really came out nicely. And this one, you can tell the back came out a little bit, but not like that. So I'm assuming, but I used these. So anyway, I'm going to do the same thing. These are juicier, so it'll probably come out juicier and harder to harder to open. But oh my goodness, I don't know why they are so hard to open sometimes. But anyway, all right, I'm going to, now the only reason I put water is to get that, and I wish I had that other paper. I don't know what happened to it, but the square, you know, the shape of the ink pad, I just don't like that. That's the only reason I use a little bit of the water, just to soften that up a little, if you will. And let's see what happens this time. I'm going to still put the back on. Well, it's upside down, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And again, the alcohol. And I don't know why. See, you can tell it's really picking up more of the color this time. And I don't know, like, what I'm doing scientifically, but I really liked how it came. I gotta fill this again. I really liked how it came out. So again, I'm going to pause you. I'm going to dry this up and I'll be right back. Okay. That's what we came up with for the front. And then look at that. Now, to me, I can do more. This looks nicer to me than putting water on and doing it. It just seems, I guess it's the alcohol, but it just seems to blend it, but also leave these little speckled, like, look at the mixture of this. And again, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's a lot of like blending going on. So what I'm going to do now is, there's still ink on this, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put the water down again. I'm going to add a little bit more color, but this time I'm going to put it down this way because I want to see what will happen on this side. Again, I've not tried this. I've only done, there's another, I don't know where that paper is. I wish I could show you. But these are the only ones that I've done so far, and this is a different paper than these are. So I'm assuming that the paper itself is obviously picking up differently. So we'll see what happens. That's all we can do, right? So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to do the same thing that you saw me do, but the only difference is I'm going to put it down this way. So the thing that was on the back is going to be up on top. Okay? And I'll be back when I'm done. And let's see what we get. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. Okay, that's let me sit back down. I have to stand to get my phone. Anyway, that's what we got. I love it. And that's the back, or what was the front. You guys understand. So again, if you want something lighter or darker, you can use both. So I am gonna clean this up, and then we'll start with the embossing. I am going to probably do a butterfly in this area and maybe this area, because I love that like orange and green kind of, and grays and browns. But I love this right here. I don't know how that happened, but I love, oh, I'll shut the door too now that I'm done. I'll be right back. Okay, so I used a scrap piece of paper to clean up. I figure I can put a butterfly on that as well. And that's the back. So again, I don't know, I'm assuming it's just because of the paper. So I didn't put any more ink. All I did was I put some water down. I have another sheet. I'll put it here. I did that. Took my alcohol, and again, you really just want to soak that paper, and then I dried it. So I'll come back and I'll show you what happened. Okay, this is the paper we just put down. Again, there's not that much ink left, but it's scrap paper anyway. I figured I could always use it for something. So there we go. I'm going to clean up now, and I'll be right back with you. Okay. So my prep was, I used this, I can't remember what it is. Lisa, a good friend and subscriber, told me about this, and I know Bessie at Mutual Creations uses one of these. And anyway, you just rub it like that, and the embossing powder doesn't stick to all the paper, just to where you wet it. So for those of you that know how to emboss, you can go ahead and skip. But for those that don't know, I will show you how I do it. So I get whatever stamp I want to use. In this case, it's a butterfly. Like I said, today I'm going to be using the Distress Embossing ink pad. But you can also use the dauber if that's what you have. I have both. I'm just going to use this. It covers a bigger area. So you just want to take whatever stamp, and you do want to make sure that you get to, you know, all of the sides, especially I'm sorry, my throat is so dry. That's what happens when I get the window or the door open. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then you, I think I'm going to do right here. And then you just want to press down. This way you get, especially if it's an intricate design. But also, this is very sticky. So you're going to want to wash your stamp, or use a baby wipe, or something, you know, a rag with water, something to get that stickiness off, so you don't ruin your stamp, especially if it's a foam stamp, like from PM Artist Studio. And then you take your embossing powder, and you just, wherever it is that you stamped, you want to get, you know, a good a good amount on just where you stamped. And there you have it. Now, it's not dry, so do not touch it right now because, again, this is powder. You need to use the heat tool to actually dry the plastic, if you will, onto that paper. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll come back and show you how it looks when it's done. And it's all done. And there we have it. There's our butterfly on music paper. I do have a little tip, just in case you are new to embossing. When you use the heat tool, don't turn it on and then start. Let it heat up for a few seconds because it needs to really heat up to melt this embossing powder. So if you, and don't, please, don't like point it and then start it because it'll go shoo. Especially if it's not heated. You really want it, turn it on while it's away, let it heat up, and then begin to heat up. And also, please be careful of this area. Very hot. This is hotter than a hairdryer, you guys, so please be very, very careful, okay? That's why I have mine hanging up, so I don't go near it with my arm because it's happened. Now, since this is dry, I do want this part. I really like how that came out on this side. And I'll probably do one up here as well. Should I? No, I can see it. I was going to say maybe I should cut this butterfly off, but it's fine. I can see here and here the two places that I want to do. So I'm going to do that, and then I will come back with you and I'll show you all three. Okay? I'll be right back. I just cut it so I can show you all three at the same time. So these two are the ones that we just did. Look how pretty that came out. And of course, you know, you'll see it like that. How pretty is that? Oh, I love that. And this one too. You'll obviously not see, you know, because I'm going to fussy cut them out. I don't do the antenna. And then this one too. And I will probably do I have another stamp. I showed you that little one that I'd like to maybe do up in this area. And yeah, so there we have it, you guys. That's how I made my book page, music page butterflies. Again, you can use any stamp, any color embossing, doesn't matter. You do you do what you like. I really love these when I saw Carrie do it. I just wanted a little something different, and I tried this technique out with the paper and I loved it. I have to say that I think it's nicer on the book page than on the music sheet, but I do like this for the butterflies. I like it. I just think that this came out nicer. You guys tell me what you think. And of course, you know me, I'll be using these in something. So those are scraps. I always use my scrap. Well, I try. I have a lot of scraps. I'm trying to lessen the scrap area. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. I hope you decide to try this. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, go over to Carrie's. His are so much nicer. But he did his on painty papers and made cards. And it was so much nicer. But I wanted to give it a try. And then when I did it on this paper, I'm like, you know what? Let me show you how to get this background paper. This one especially looks like rust. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to wish you all an extremely blessed rest of your night, day, or morning, wherever you are in this world. God bless you. Stay safe, you guys. I love you so, so much. Thank you for spending your time with me. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Please let me know in the comments if you guys are going to try it, or if you knew about this technique before with the water and the alcohol, and if you've tried it, if you're going to try it, whatever. Let's hang out. All right, I'm just going to stop. Bye.